Out of the blue corner, this pancration specialist stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall and weighed in at 125.4 pounds. Fighting out of Everett, Washington, he holds a professional record of 6 victories, only 1 defeat. This is Bad Influence, Joey Elzea. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 124.2 pounds. Fighting out of Monterrey, Mexico, he holds a professional record of 5 victories, 3 defeats. This is Ramiro Ruiz. Your referee in charge of the action, Jeff Rexroad.
Joey Elzea, Ramiro Ruiz. And this flyweight matchup is officially underway. Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, these 125ers are always so fast. And I love it when guys this size have like big, strong punching power. Love seeing knockouts from these guys this size.
Here we see that height advantage for Elzea.
Yeah, Elzea was also 9-3 as an amateur. And that's, again, another very decorated amateur record. It's a lot of experience.
Elzea now backing Ruiz up into the cage. Ruiz doing a good job in scrambling out. Not quite out of danger just yet, but working that left underhook to keep himself from being put on the ground. And it looks like I see a little blood. Somebody got busted up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they may have butted heads whenever they were going in for that exchange.
I think it's the nose of Elzea that's bleeding. I think it may have been from that headbutt.
Elzea now landing the low leg kick. Lead body jab to the body.
You know, Elzea keeps touching his nose. That's usually the sign of a broken nose. And I'll tell you, it's bleeding.
It's broken.
And it looks broken. You know, could have been from a punch. I'd like to see the replays, perhaps, if the round does finish.
Elzea continuing to switch stances frequently and lands a big right hand that puts Ruiz on the seat, and Ruiz pops right back up. That's not unusual for these flyweights.
I think Elzea knows, man, he may be in a little bit of trouble. If you guys watch the hands of Elzea, he keeps touching his nose.
Switching back to conventional.
Yeah, he's got a lot of blood coming out of that nose, and you can see that big bump on the side.
Yeah, one time I had a fight, I broke a guy's nose, and he kept touching it. And I was like, why is he touching his nose? And then I saw his nose, and it was broken.
Yeah.
You know, Ruiz did a good job in just transitioning to the body. We haven't seen that often with the hands. I don't think we've seen that all night. With too many body punches.
Yeah, I know Ruiz would actually make the trip from Monterrey, Mexico to Houston to train at 4-ounce back in the day. He would show up just to train when he was in camp. So, you know, he's as dedicated as they come. You know, he considers himself a good boxer. That's where you're seeing those body punches coming from.
It's not surprising for the boxers to utilize the body punches.
And with him being the shorter fighter, it makes it, you know, it's a little bit easier for him to throw those body punches. More of Elzea's body is exposed to him.
Elzea now choosing to fight left-handed, the southpaw stance.
You know, going back to Ramiro, you know, the classic Mexican tough, he just got hit with a head kick and effectively pretend like it didn't happen. Didn't phase him in the slightest.
If you look at his face, looks a little resembles the legend Julio Cesar Chavez a bit. Sure, that's probably one of his favorites.
Yeah, Elzea trying to close the distance here, trying to stop some of those punches from landing.
Oh, Elzea now trying to stalk Ramiro, land something big, but ends up in the clinch right now. Modified clinch into a knee. No real damage done, just jockeying for position right now.
Yeah, of his 6 victories, Elzea has 3 decisions and 3 submissions.
Low blow there. Referee Jeff Rexroad stops an action in the match. See if we can see a highlight and see an angle of that low blow. But right now, Alex, how much time do they give for fouls?
So for a groin strike, an accidental groin strike, it's 5 minutes. But for eye pokes, it's not the same, oddly enough. One time I was poked in the eye, and the ref kind of didn't give me a choice. He made me get back in the fight, and I still couldn't see well. But I know for low blows, you have a 5 minute time. It's very rarely full used, though.
We go back into the action. Elzea continuing to stay in the southpaw stance.
And you see that jump in, jump out style that Ruiz has. Jumps in the pocket, throws a couple punches or a kick, and then jumps right back out and stays out of the range of Joy Elzea.
Elzea's got a good snap to his kick. But Elzea has no wins by knockout, by decisions and submissions. So we'll see if he tries to get this bout to the ground.
And that body kick was dangerously close to the liver.
45 seconds left in this first round. She needs 2 flyweight fighters.
So, you know, the strikes have been pretty even, and, you know, in the clinch work, this one's hard to call, but if you got to put it off damage, I mean, all day, Ramiro is winning this one. Oh, wow. And what a good way to finish this round.
Yeah, beautiful trip.
Catching the kick, transitioning into a single leg takedown.
And Ramiro putting the energy to finish on top was again worth it. That goes back to the fight IQ, the decisions you make in a fight.
Puts a little stamp on the round winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Short time left in this round. Round 1 comes to a close.
And right as that round ended, you could see Elzea was looking for that a leg lock entry. Elzea.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first round.
Let's see how that nose got busted up.
Yeah, that happened really early on the first exchange.
Yeah, and that's the thing about a nose, man. Your eyes start watering. You can't, you know, you got to keep constantly blinking to get the water out of your eyes. It's just not good. It's one of the worst things that can happen.
Oh, you know what? I believe it was that left uppercut we just saw from Ramiro. I was subtle. It looked like the angle of that lead uppercut. It was the third punch on his 3-punch combination. Just as Elzea was coming in, it didn't even hit him that flush. It was kind of a winging shot.
Now we see Ruiz and these exchanges between these two. Ruiz taking a seat but popping right back up. We are about to start round 2 between these flyweights. Now Elzea opting to come out conventional stance for the second round. See if his corner was able to get a control on the nosebleed.
That body kick to Ruiz, you could tell it hurt him a little bit. He kind of leaned over on that side just a minute and then went right back to the acting and just created some space between them to get his breath back.
Big exchange of right hands from both guys.
Yeah, Ramiro, looks like he slowed down his pace just a little bit. Having a little bit harder time finding the range here. He had a really good takedown to finish the first round. Wonder if maybe he shouldn't try to close that distance altogether. Almost another low blow there.
I know Ramiro is a striker, and I do believe his opponent is more of a grappler. I think it would benefit Ramiro to keep it on the feet in this fight. Ramiro's corner asking for more combinations and less one-shot entries.
Elzea once again going back to the left-handed stance. Curious what his strategy is with the switch stancing so much.
Yeah, he seems to have a pretty comfortable kick arsenal. Nice clinch in from Elzea. Elzea seems to be getting a little more comfortable. Perhaps that nose isn't giving him as much trouble. The corner did a great job stopping that nosebleed. The nose doesn't even look malformed at all.
Yeah, it could very well have. He just kept feeling his nose. Just he was bothered by the leak of blood, and not in fact broken.
Elzea's got to be careful. Every time he throws one of those kicks to that inside of that leg, he's getting dangerously close to throwing another groin kick.
The head kick glanced Ramiro, and now we see some solid 1-2s by Elzea. Elzea coming on strong now. Modified clinch, elbow to the face.
Oh, big knee. Elzea is getting comfortable.
That nose is once again bleeding again, but Elzea is starting to open up. Arguably, the tide has swung to Elzea in round number 2.
A big knee there from Elzea. Again, grinding Ruiz into the cage.
The taller fighter, Elzea, with that underhook. And now he's got double underhooks. Can he transition this into a body lock takedown?
Elzea definitely looks more comfortable in the second round. And his output is showing.
Yeah, it took a bloody nose for him to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Ruiz trying to circle his way out. Can Elzea turn this into a takedown?
And this is such a grinding way to fight. I mean, just exchanges on there. Elzea keeps trying to do that lopsided tie clinch. He's going around the shoulder and behind the head, trying to push Ruiz's head down into his knee.
Oh.
Elzea with a good arsenal of elbows here in the clinch.
Yeah, I'm digging those elbows.
Yeah, you notice what he's doing. He's putting the top of the crown of his head onto his chin, and then whenever Ruiz tries to slide his head off one way or the other, Elzea delivers an elbow to that side.
Yeah, a really crafty way to attack in the clinch.
You know, it's surprising Elzea's right eye now is starting to swell up.
Yeah, it sure is.
So, basing stuff off of the faces, Elzea receiving more of the damage. Is having a good round. Solid head kick there by Elzea. That one went through.
Yeah, I think Ramiro's a little rocked. He didn't care, though. He's coming forward.
Ramiro, that's that Mexican spirit, that Mexican fighting spirit we were talking about earlier, Alex.
Oh, you know what? I guarantee you Elzea's eye or nose is broken because his eye is swelling bad.
Yeah, Elzea will be unrecognizable tomorrow. He'll be walking around with 2 shiners, a swollen nose, probably some gauze hanging out of it. But if he keeps going the way he is, he may have a win under his belt.
Yeah, Elzea definitely picked up some big momentum in the second round.
Short time left in the second round. If you have to give the first round to Ramiro Ruiz, I'd say the second round is a solid Joey Elzea round.
Yeah, I agree.
And he just put the icing on it right there with that takedown, that really quick takedown.
Oh, look at his face. Is just busted up. He looks like Two-Face. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the second round.
They may call, if they can't get the in-swell on that, they may have to call the doctor in.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. You never want to see a doctor get involved in a fight like this because you can tell it's not really affecting the way he's fighting.
So, if the fight is in Elzea's favor at this point, but the momentum, how would you get the momentum back if you were Ruiz's coach, Alex?
Yeah, that's tough to do. I think you got to tell Ramiro he's got to come forward more. It's when Elzea was coming forward that he was really doing the damage and engaging in the clinch. And it's tough. It's tough. Ramiro's going to have to pick up the tempo in his footwork and be a little less predictable.
Yeah, Elzea did a good job in grounding the active Ramiro, shutting down that footwork and making it into an ugly fight. So, ugh.
Yeah, they're calling the doctor in. I thought they would. It doesn't look great.
He's going to tell him he can see just fine. Get out of the ring, doctor.
Yeah, but he may do the test, and if he fails the test,
yeah,
he's going to say how many fingers am I holding up. Or he's checking the orbitals. He said he's okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so it's not totally closed just yet, but let's see how this round comes to play. If I was Ramiro, I'd be aiming to mess that face up even further. Third and final round.
Yeah, it's where a jab. Like when I go in southpaws, I love to parry there, jab down with my lead hand and throw a jab right over the top. And it would, big high kick there from
Elzea finding the money with those kicks. The taller fighter, a little bit easier for him.
See, this is better for Ramiro, is kind of getting that pacing forward.
Yeah, Elzea moving backwards just a little bit. He's kind of moving around, you know, he's moving around to that power hand, so he's got to be careful. One quick angle change and an overhand right if you're moving around that way. causes a lot of damage.
You know, just the visible damage doesn't always tell the tale. Even on our UFC main event last night, you know, Corey Sandhagen, which I think he won the fight, but he lost a decision against TJ Dillashaw, and Dillashaw was so busted up, and Sandhagen looked fine. And you know how you can see, oh, there we go, Ramiro landing a good right hook, left hook combination.
He needs to pick up that tempo, do some more damage to that face. Elzea slowly stalking.
Elzea entered with an elbow there, a lead elbow. That's crafty. It's hard to do.
Yeah, Ramirez needs to just keep getting in that pocket and keep jabbing that eye. Just needs to keep working on him. Make him take some chances.
You know, surprisingly, Ramiro's been focusing a lot on the body to open up this third round. I don't know if that's going to pay dividends later in trying to get Elzea to drop those hands. He starts to throw some bombs up top. We shall see. Right now, Elzea is doing a good job in controlling the action, pressing Ramiro against the cage.
And it's so strange. It's these exchanges where every time this will go on for a minute, they'll break up, and then Elzea will have more damage on his face.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what exactly busted up Elzea's face.
That's really hard to tell even from the replay.
Yeah, a really bad bee sting named Ramiro Ruiz is what happened.
Elzea trying to grind down on Ramiro Ruiz now. Pushing him up against the cage, trying to make him carry his body weight. Throwing those knees into the thighs.
Elzea doing an excellent job in the close range work. Methodically wearing down Ramiro Ruiz. Switching his stance once again. And surprisingly, Ruiz now with a nice double leg trip.
That was very well timed.
Yeah, Ruiz probably just trying to score some points. Probably never intended to stay down there with him. Was probably happy just to take him down, maybe stay in half guard for a minute, and then try to get back up. But Elzea jumped right back up to his feet. And Ruiz got his face busted up a little bit now.
Yeah, I think punches and bunches would really do Ramiro Ruiz well right now. He's just throwing one shot. Not quite enough.
Oh, there's that lead elbow that you were talking about, Alex.
Yeah, that hurt Ramiro Ruiz.
Well, those can be so hard to time. You got to cover so much distance.
Yeah, it's very risky.
Ruiz now with another takedown. Can he do anything with that? Broomstick position.
He had that body lock for just a second. Didn't try to improve his position. It looked to me like he was just trying to stall for time just a little bit, maybe. Under a minute left.
It was good that he defended that takedown.
Yes, probably would have been bad news at this point of the fight if Elzea was able to take him down and be on top for the last minute of the fight. And Elzea very effective with those elbows tonight.
Is Ruiz, his nose is starting to look a little for the worse of the wear right now.
Yeah.
Both these guys are busted up.
And his nose started bleeding pretty good early on in this third.
Man, this is what I like to see.
Oh, head kick by Joey Elzea.
With 10 seconds left in the round.
Oh my goodness, one hell of a finish there. His nose is starting to look a little for the worse of the wear right now.
Yeah.
Both these guys are busted up.
And his nose started bleeding pretty good early on in this third.
Man, this is what I like to see.
Oh, head kick by Joey Elzea.
With 10 seconds left in the round.
Oh my goodness, one hell of a finish there for flyweight Joey Elzea.
Joey Elzea took a bunch of damage in this fight. He was doing it over and over. He tried that head kick over and over. Finally found Ruiz with his hands down, was able to connect and knock him out.
Take a look of a highlight of that finish. Holy cow, what a way to make a statement. There it is. Pow! My goodness, just had him stunned on his feet.
Right on the button.
Here we go. He's setting it up with the leg kick earlier.
Right hand down.
Oh my goodness.
Right over the top of that
Now,
right hand.
that is a way to finish it. Setting up with the inside leg kick. Oh my goodness.
Went right over the top, and all of his shin with full force landed on that temple. Look at beautiful head kick.
Referee Jeff Rexroth was in on that stoppage.
My goodness.
What a finish, man.
Rexroth had a sprint across the cage to prevent any further damage, but